Gonna do a quick review for Love and Hip Hop New York, season 6, episode 6. Not much to talk about this episode, but there were a few like good nuggets in there, so I might skip over some stuff, but just let me know. Anywho, starting off with Yandy, wasn't much about her. Yandy, she's gonna be working with Mo Mess now, also known as Mo Money or Mo or whatever. But I do think she's a mess, and she apparently maybe she's like more talented than Young B, because Yandy had a problem working with Young B, but now she's working with Mo Mess, and she's just as bad, if not messier. But whatever. So she's gonna work with her. Mendices wasn't in this episode. Remy Ma. Remy appears to be a really good friend. She didn't want to help decorate and plan Ra Ali's maxi dress event, fashion show event. But she decided to anyway. But she's the type of person that she's really about her business, and she's on time to everything, and Ra wasn't. So they had a little back and forth. And then somebody that is like a friend of Ra Ali, basically she starts like arguing with Remy and trying to kind of like embarrass her and play her in public. And she's like, oh, you're not going to touch me? And like Remy seems like the quiet, scary type. Like, okay, I'm going to verbally warn you right now, and if you keep talking to me, you have about 5 seconds, and then I'm going to completely snap, and you're not going to see it coming. Then I'm going to end up in jail again. She's that type of person, which Papoose told her, do not be around Ra Ali, because she's going to bring those type of people around you that's going to like make you end up right back in jail, because your temper is just too much. Like, she used to not be the type of person to just like walk away from situations like that. And she said in her confessional that, yeah, I think people try to play me because they know I'm on probation. Well, that's probably true, and she probably wanted some airtime, because who can say like, oh yeah, I had an argument or a falling out with Remy Ma. Like, that's just a way to get your name out there and be on the blog so that you can have your 15 minutes of fame. But, with her, I would have completely ignored it and walked away. So, for the most part, she kind of did ignore it. She's like, get your little friend out of here. Ra Ali, she should have been respectful to her friend Remy, realizing that the position that she's in, and she should have checked her other friend and been like, hey, I'm not going to allow you to do this. You can exit the party, actually. Like, we're not making a scene here. So, either way, Remy was about to leave and take her DJ with her and everything else, but that would have like ruined the event. So because she's like a woman of her word, she decided to stay. They're not exactly on good terms, but she doesn't want to, be known for bad business. So I really respect that. So she stayed. Let me see, what is her name? Sexy Lexi, I guess. She's all over the place these days. Ra is now her manager, and she was walking in the fashion show with the maxi dress on. Well, she had a problem because she saw Mariah Lynn, aka Snow Bunny, Snowflake, whatever they call her. She saw her performing at the event, which I'm not gonna lie, like, she has like that stage presence. Like, she's so like confident in her rapping abilities, although they're not that great. But she's on stage, like, she's getting the crowd involved, she's having fun. And you can't tell her that, like, she's not, like, hot or the next big thing. So that was kind of smart to have her on stage. And she wasn't trying too hard or anything like that. So, anywho, so she's mad because she sees her on stage. And she's like, Ra Ali is supposed to be my manager. Why wouldn't she have me perform? And instead, she's going to have Mariah Lynn perform. So I don't think that there was, like, an actual problem between Sexy Lexi and Mariah Lynn. But Mariah Lynn had a problem with Mo Mess. And, they used to be connected through BBOD. I will give Ra Ali, I will cut her some slack, because she probably didn't ask Lexi to perform, because at the moment where she booked Mariah Lynn, she thought that Lexi was still a part of BBOD. Well, she doesn't want to do business with Mo because her and Mo, they do not see eye to eye. And Mo tends to bring nothing but problems. So, like she was saying, she didn't want to put Lexi in that position to have to decide, okay, am I going to not do it and just stick with BBOD, or am I going to do this one solo thing on my own? So that would have put her in a bad position. So I understand Rob for that. So Lexi just really needs to calm down. You got your face out there. You've been a rapper for 6 years. Okay, great. We'll keep going. Like, this one event was not your make it or break it. She can have plenty more events. She's your manager now. Like, yours exclusively. So, anywho, that was kind of a mess. They were embarrassing, being loud, and it was just so freaking staged. The audience is looking around like, you see the cameras over there? Do you hear them yelling in the back? This is just like what happened on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. That's probably what they were saying. Okay, anywho's, moving on to this, like, this jacked up triangle. Peter, Tara, Amina. Amina, she was acting in this episode, did pretty good as far as, like, her crying and things like that, and she was like, she's packing up her clothes like she does every season. It's just really so hard for me because I know that Peter is coming home, and, but I still love him, and I feel like I need to cry on his shoulder, but, like, girl, like, he is the reason why you're crying. Like, you and Tara and Peter, y'all are just, like, oh, it's driving me insane. Like, I don't know what's worse, Yandy and Mendici storyline or you, Tara, and Peter. I don't know. But whatever the case, it was just this fake, like, slow motion, like, oh, he's home. Oh, I'm happy, but I'm sad. I'm not going to hug him, but now I'm going to hug him. And then cut to commercial. That was so freaking fake and staged. What is probably not fake is Tara going to the therapist or whatever, which he is like every reality show therapist. He was a therapist that was on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But she's like talking to him, and she's like, I just keep going in this circle over and over and over. And honestly, it's kind of scary. It's as if like Peter is like some type of addiction to her. So, and he's like lied to her their whole relationship, but she still has that little like ounce of hope, which is kind of sad. And I think that she's just like waiting for Peter to do the right thing, but honey, it's not happening. But anywho, so she basically tells the therapist, yeah, I just found out I'm 5.5 months pregnant. And I'm thinking, like, Tara, you have 2 children. They seem as if they're not that far apart in age. Why in the world would you not know that you are 5.5 months pregnant? Now, I understand not knowing for like a short period of time. Second time I was pregnant, I didn't find out till I was like 10 or 12 weeks or something like that. But at 5.5 months, like, you're feeling kicks and things by then. Like, I'm sure like, you can find out 2 weeks later that you're having a boy or a girl. What in the world? You knew this. Like, and people have been saying in the blogs, like, she clearly looks pregnant. Like, even on the first episode, I wasn't paying attention. But, she's one of those, like, skinny girls that I don't like that, like, barely gain any weight. And they don't look like they're pregnant till they're, like, freaking, like, 7 months. So, boom. Moving on from her. She's going to have to tell Peter that next week. He's going to be like, dang, let me not go there. But he said he was really sad to find out about Amina's loss or her abortion or whatever. And I'm like, you're probably acting like it, but okay. Anywho, is there anything else? The Gwenning guy, what's his name? DJ Self, all of his storylines are just so staged. And him and this Rose girl, I'm like, that is really staged. But in the case that it's not, you are in a relationship with Yorma, and now y'all sitting in the middle of a restaurant where she's sitting on your lap and you're kissing her, really? Because all those people in the background are probably extras. Like, who in their right mind would sit on somebody's lap in the middle of a restaurant and then start kissing them? Like, this is just out of control. Like, wow. Okay. But anyways, so he's going to have a little thing with her, and then Yorma's going to be mad at him again. Yorma met his daughter. His daughter's beautiful. His whole thing is just fake. And I don't know if he needed more, like, like light like on his name, but he's already like a big DJ in New York, so I don't understand why he's doing this show, but whatever. I always love when I see Cardi B on camera. She's really not dealing with self. She's just working on her career, and I really think that she's a beautiful girl, and I really hope that she makes it. And let me see what else. Nothing else that I can really think of. If I missed something, guys, let me know. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it wasn't boring. This episode wasn't all that, but hopefully next